Welcome students, we are into section 2. We got question number 9. It says h of x is 10 over x negative 3, g of x is 3x negative 2. We have to evaluate g of 4, hg of 4. So we start with g of 4. So solution, g of x is 3x negative 2, so therefore g of 4 when x is equal to 4 is 3 of 4 negative 2, 3 times 4 is 12, negative 2 is equal to 10, so therefore g of 4 is 10. Now we have to obtain hg of 4 can be rewritten as h of g of 4, which can also be rewritten as g of 4 is 10. Now since h of x is 10 over x negative 3, therefore h of 10 is equal to 10 over 10 negative 3. 10 gets cancelled, giving you 1 negative 3, which is equal to negative 2. So therefore hg of 4 is equal to negative 2. So that completes that question. Now let me move on to question number 2. We are expected to find h inverse of x. Now given h of x is 10 over x negative 3, I'm going to rewrite this as y is equal to 10 over x negative 3, and then I'm going to replace x by y and y by x. So this is going to be x is equal to 10 over y negative 3. Next, rewrite the system for y. That would mean you will have to change the way the system is represented. So for that, what I will do is I will move this to the left and this to the right. So this would be, when x moves to the right, it's going to be negative x negative 3, and this is going to be negative 10 over y. Now what I would have to do is I would have to change the positions of x, or I would say of this component versus this component, right? So that would mean negative 10 divided by negative x negative 3 is equal to y. This can be rewritten as y is equal to negative 10 over, you take negative sign out, so this will become x positive 3, negative will become positive, so therefore y is equal to 10 over x positive 3. This would mean h inverse of x is equal to 10 over x positive 3. That is the solution. Now moving on, let's move to the next page. Now we have to next find, this is part B, we have to find g of x. Now this can be rewritten as g of x, which can be rewritten as g of x is 3x negative 2. Now since g of x is equal to 3x negative 2, this would mean g of 3x negative 2 is equal to, substitute 3x negative 2 in place of x, so 3 of 3x negative 2 negative 2, this is 9x negative 6 negative 2, which means 9x negative 8. Therefore g of x is equal to 9x negative 8. Okay, so that's the solution, and we move on to the next one. Now let's do the next question. Now we are given a parabola. The parabola cuts the y-axis and then raises up. So this is x-axis and y-axis. Let me place the points. This is -1 and 5, and this point is -5. Now we are asked to obtain the following. First, we will have to, this is first part of the question, state the roots of the equation. Now, the parabola intersects the x-axis at x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 5. So therefore the roots are x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 5. So this is the solution to this question. First part. Now moving on to the second part. Find the value of C. Now this is a solution. Since x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 5 are the roots, so this would mean x negative of -1 and x negative 5 are the factors. So therefore the required equation is negative positive and then x negative 5. You multiply it, x into x, x squared, x into -5, -5x, 1 into x is x, -5 into +1. So that's a -5. Right, so you add these two together, you get x squared, -4x, -5. So therefore C value is what? The constant, -5. So this is the second part. Now the next part is asking us, show that the value of B is -4. Now how are you going to write the solution? Now let me write the solution on the side. Okay, comparing x squared -4x -5 with the general form ax squared positive bx positive c, we clearly see that, what do you see? B is equal to -4. So you have to state it like this. Fair enough. Now the next part is what? Next part is find the coordinates of minimum. Right. So how do you get it? First you have to get the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry. Now what is the axis of symmetry? X is equal to -b over 2a. Now clearly the value of a, what is the value of a? A is equal to 1, b is equal to -4. So therefore x is equal to negative of -4 divided by 2 of 1, which is positive 4 divided by 2, which means x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 is the axis of symmetry. Now why do we need axis of symmetry? Now what is the meaning of this? That means at this particular point x is equal to 2, the graph actually splits into two parts. So this part will be the minimum value. Now how do you get the minimum value? Substitute. To get the minimum, what do you need to do? Put x is equal to 2 in y is equal to x squared negative 4x negative 5. So therefore you get y of 2 is equal to 2 squared negative 4 of 2 negative 5, which is 4 negative 8 negative 5, which is 4 negative. Add these two things, you get negative 13, and this is going to be negative 9. Right. Therefore minimum value occurs at, where does the minimum value occur? So this is the minimum value, right? But graph is not to scale. You have to understand this. Graph is not to scale. Okay. So the minimum value occurs at, what is that? 2 comma negative 9. So this is the minimum point. Coordinates of the minimum point. So this is what the question was. Find the coordinates of the minimum point.